welcome to Kart 63.
Thank you to our sponsors, Track Tech, Burris Racing, Beard Octane, 5.3 Titanium, JC Specialty, Product 41, Shatter Karts, Xcellerater Guards.
Still waiting on that Red Bull sponsorship. What is going on, everyone? And welcome to Did I Turn on the Video? I did. What is going on, everyone? And welcome to Kart 63. My name is Ben. Thank you very much for stopping by. Real quick, if you didn't mind hitting a like on this video, possibly subscribe to the channel, that would be sweet. This is the fourth time I've done this video. A little behind the magic of YouTube. Sometimes things don't go all as planned. Anyway, on Thursday night, we were doing our live stream, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on YouTube. I would love to have you along. We do all sorts of stuff, walk around the shop, talk about life. Yeah, you know, karts, ask me questions, answer questions, do all that stuff. But I give a preemptive idea, usually, unless I can't figure out what I'm going to do on that particular Sunday. I give an idea of what video there's going to be. The day before the live stream, a gentleman had reached out and he was asking me questions on gearing. And I was like, all right, you know, I've done a couple videos on gearing, not in a while. And that's one thing that kind of clicked in my head, that to keep kind of updated, I'm not going to regurgitate the same things, but you know, as I learn things, as things occur to me, things that I'd like to put out there and make a video about, you know, it's okay that I talk about the same subject. I talk about tires all the freaking time. And tires are tires. So why not kind of re-up on some of these, especially when it was fresh in my head. This gentleman, and I'm not knocking him at all. He was new to the sport. He was new to a track. Whatever the situation was, he was asking me about gear ratios. I thought, you know what? Let's give a little refresher on what gearing means. So right here, I just grabbed a clutch driver for my bully. Now, what clutch driver is this, Ben? This would be the tie gear from 5.3 Titanium bully style driver. First of its kind. It is also, I'd give you the coating. I don't remember what the coating name is. But to make sure that the titanium doesn't wear out too quickly, it's been through testing, all sorts of stuff. Visit 53titanium.com. It's not a sponsored video, just they're a sponsor of the channel, so I thought I'd bring it up. Anyway, this is a clutch driver. Now, when it comes to gear ratios, we'll just go nuts and bolts, karting 101 type of thing. Your clutch driver is going to be bigger than your rear gear. That would be on your axle. Okay, now that ratio is how many, you know, whatever RPM, that range is going to be whatever your engine wants to turn. We'll take clone, for instance. A clone typically, we'll say like 6,800 to 7,200 RPM. Some builders like it a little higher. Some builders like it that low. You can lug the engine a little more. You can let her rip on a smaller type track. It's up to your engine builder's discretion. It's up to your discretion how hard or soft you want to twist your engine. So my clone experience is very limited. Even though I've been running it a couple years, I haven't done all that many races. But we're going to take AMS. The video from last week, that little bull ring. I run an 11-tooth driver with a 61 tooth rear gear. That is, now that can move kind of back and forth depending on grip. We'll get into that a little bit later. So if you take your, just set that down and pick it back up. This is a 12 tooth driver. There I run an 11 tooth. So for every tooth, if I were to replace that 11 driver that I run at AMS, I keep on pointing that way because that's the way AMS is from me. I would need to change 3 teeth on the rear gear up to accommodate for 1 tooth on this driver. Now, is that an exact number? No, it is not. You're going to have to do a gear. They have gear ratio charts. I think, what is that website? It's Smart Kart Notes. There we go. I got it. Smart Kart Notes has you get a free 1 driver type thing. Anyway, they have a gear ratio on there. You can find karting gear ratios all over the place. That will give you an exact number. If you don't know how to do that, you're going to divide the driver into the rear gear. I believe that's how that works. Or is it rear gear to the driver? One of the ways. I'm on film and I'm drawing a blank. Anyway, they're going to be close. Whatever, it's going to be about 3 teeth for what. So every one of these teeth that you change, either up or down, it's going to change about 3 teeth on your rear gear. Sometimes it's 2. I'd say 2 to 3. We'll just go with that base number for a clone. It seems to be a little more, on the numbers for 3 teeth when you're running something like a 2-stroke like I do in my Unlimited All-Stars ride. So if you're running that 12 driver instead of the 11 driver, instead of a 61 tooth, I'm probably going to be on a 64 rear gear. Do you understand where I'm going with that? Now, one of the things when I was editing the first version of this video that I missed out was something that I was explaining to this gentleman that is a little hard to explain and definitely a feel type thing. As you show up to a track, if I go to AMS, because we're using that as an example, and I show up with my 1161, if the track is way too dusty, there is no grip, I am going to increase the rear gear in order to, because the more you're out of the throttle, you're not going to hit your RPM range that you're looking for. The more you're out of your gas and you're on, say, that 61 rear gear, you're never going to meet that, we'll say the level is 7,000 RPM. I want to turn the clone at 7,000 RPM. You're not hitting that 7,000 RPM. Maybe you're only hitting, 67, 100 RPM, something like that. You're going to increase your rear gear. You could drop your driver if you want, but if it's that small of an adjustment just because of a dusty track or something like that, you're going to increase the rear gear. As the track picks up, as the track gains bite, that could be hard bite, it could be getting a black groove to it, that you're going to, say, a harder tire. As the track gets faster, you're going to be dropping teeth off of the rear gear because you're going to be staying in the throttle longer. So if you were to maintain that 61 gear on your rear axle and the track picks up, say you're at 7,000 RPM already, that's going to climb to 71, 72, 7,300 RPM because you did not drop that rear gear. Do you understand where I'm going for? The faster a track gets, the more you're going to take teeth off the rear gear. Or if it's that big of a swing, you could switch the front gear. Again, like I said, if it's that big of a swing and you have room to move, if you have a 12 gear on there and you need to move at least 3 teeth, it might be worth your time to go ahead and replace this 12 tooth with an 11 tooth. Are you following along? Hopefully, I think I'm going to do some math. Hopefully, I've been doing math as I put it out there. Okay, quick little edit there because I wanted to make sure I got this in as well. Sometimes I get talking, I think I got everything, and I don't got everything. What I wanted to discuss next is gearbound. Now, this has not been a video yet because I don't completely understand why it happens. I know when it's happening, I just don't know the why. And please, if somebody is smarter than me, if somebody has a better explanation of why exactly this happens, please put it down in the comments. I would love to learn. I'm not a know-it-all. I am not a guru. I am not somebody who stands on my box and be like, yeah, this is the way things are, and listen to me. I'm not that person. I am forever learning, and I am forever trying to give a better explanation to things so people understand it a little better, including myself. If you can give a good explanation of why it happens, I think it has something to do with torque of the engine and the pitch of the chain. That's about as far as my knowledge goes. So, what is gearbound? Gearbound is adding teeth, say, to the rear gear, but your RPM does not change. So, that 7,000 RPM mark, we're using that as our baseline. You want to hit 7,000 RPM. You're stuck at, say, 6,900. And you're like, man, I could use an extra tooth. You know, adding a rear tooth will get off the corner a little better. It'll spool the engine up a little quicker. You go ahead and add that tooth. You come back off the track. Track conditions have not changed all that much. It hasn't picked up. It hasn't slowed down. It is about the same. You come back in after increasing that one tooth, which should be about 1 to 200 RPM, 6,900. You're like, huh. You go back, you're like, all right, it needs more gear. You go ahead and increase it by another tooth. You go out for your qualifying. You go out for your heat race, whatever it is. You come in, you know, your cart's handling okay. Still conditions similar. Track hasn't picked up. Track hasn't slowed down. You come back, you hit the recall on your Micron or whatever, data recall you have, 6,900. It just doesn't seem to want to turn more RPM. That is gearbound. That is not allowing it. The cart doesn't feel up to its potential. The drivetrain is not doing what it is supposed to be doing. Now, ways to correct this, I believe one of the contributing factors to a gear-bound situation is too small of a driver. We'll bring up the 5.3 titanium tie gear again and explain. As you get smaller on your driver, a gear-bound situation seems to me like it happens with the smaller driver. So if you have a 10 tooth or 11 tooth, once this round becomes sharper, the chain has to turn a sharper degree. Now, the smaller drivers spool the clutch up quicker. It launches off the corner better, but somewhere between off the corner and back into the corner, there is a gear-bound situation where it is not allowing it to gain that RPM that you want to happen. So one thing you may consider doing, say if you're running, like I said, say I'm running that 11 tooth driver at AMS, because that's the baseline track I'm going off of in this explanation. If I go from that 11 tooth, I think that chain is pinched too hard. It is too sharp of an angle coming around this. It's not a nice round like on this 12 tooth. I'm going to increase that. I'm going to increase my driver by one tooth, which is going to put 3 more teeth on the rear gear, maybe 2, maybe 3, depending. But that is going to change the angle in which the chain is rotating around, allowing the chain to rotate more freely and possibly get rid of that chain-bound situation. Also, you'll add in, if I'm doing that, if you don't have the option to change from, say, a 10 tooth to an 11 tooth or 11 tooth to a 12 tooth, you can simply, possibly decrease the rear gear of your axle in order to change the pitch of that chain. Now, again, I don't know why, a gear ratio should be a gear ratio. If you add more teeth, it should increase that gear ratio in order to bring the RPM up. But there's something science about it. I had that song, anyway. There's something in the science of that between the horsepower, the torque of the engine, the pitch of the chain, the gear driver, the driven of your rear axle that allows chain bound to be a thing. So just if you get in that situation, and you just don't understand what is going on, maybe you can come back to this video and be like, all right, now I too don't understand why it's happening. unless somebody gives, is able to explain, exactly why this happens, because I don't completely understand it. But you say, all right, but Ben did say, maybe change driver, maybe change rear gear, and see if a change can happen to where finally the engine picks up and you're able to get to that 7,000, 7,200, whatever your engine builder does explain. So, quick recap on it. A bigger driver, I'll add this in as well because it goes along with it. A bigger driver will have more straightaway speed. It changes the way the torque of the engine and the speed. It will pull harder into the corner. The smaller driver you go with will get up off of the corner better, but not pull as hard at the end of the straight. It's minuscule, but you can feel it. I can feel when I go from something like a 14 or a 13 down to a 12, you can feel that it wants to launch off that corner, which is great for passing. A smaller driver is great for if your kart is rolling really well and you can get down under somebody and you need that extra jump, say they're on a 12 tooth, you're on 11 tooth, chances are if you have a great handling kart, you tuck down underneath them, that 11 tooth driver is going to excel out of the corner better. But keep in mind, if they are, say, running a 12 tooth driver, chances are, because of some of that pitch, the way that the torque correlates to the clutch and the rear axle, it's going to have a better drive into the corner. I try and explain that to people. If you want great corner exit, smaller front gear. If you want great end of the speed, shoot speed, getting into the corner, a bigger driver. That works really well as well. So I feel a little better about this. Being this is my fourth time doing this video, I feel as if I touched on all the subjects, because sometimes I squirrel out and then I forget. So I hope you understood that. If you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to, like the gentleman that this video kind of was inspired by. Please, I am Ben Taft on Facebook. I also have a Facebook page for Kart 63. I'm not as great at answering the messenger messages on there. I do forget. I apologize. I'm not ignoring anybody. I got a lot going on. Also, on Instagram, Ben_Taft63. You can find me there. I'm also Ben, I think the same name, Ben_Taft63. On TikTok, you can find me there. Ask me questions, any of those. Or if you're an email type person, kart6t3@gmail.com. Feel free to reach out to me anytime. I never, ever claim to be a know-it-all. I never, ever claim to know exactly what to do in every single situation, because every single situation is different. Your tires are different. Your chassis is different. Your class is different. Your weight is different. All these things. But what I will try and do is get you pointed in the right direction. That is all I'm here to do. I want to help you. I want to help you have more fun at the track. I want to help you get faster. And if I can just get you pointed in the right direction, if I can give you a little tidbit of information that helps you in your kart racing, I'm here for it. So please do not hesitate. Drop it down in the comments. I answer every single one in the comments. Even if I don't answer them, I give it a like and I give it a heart to let you know that I saw it. I'm the only person that does it. I like it and I heard it, just to let you know. Sometimes you make a comment, it doesn't need a response. But if you have a question, I answer all the comments. So I really do pride myself on that. I'm betting pretty close to 1,000 on that. Pretty close. Some people are rude. I don't answer them. Anyway, all right. Thank you very much, everybody, for stopping by. Take 4. Take 4 in the books. I think I made it. I think I'm happy with what I said. This is going to be a super easy video to edit now, because that first one was just put it right there in the trash. I was not happy with it. I'm not overly critical of myself, but I don't know what I was saying. It's terrible. Anyway, thank you very much, everybody, for stopping by, and we'll catch you in the next video, or maybe a live stream. Later.